What's up, guys? David Land here. Welcome to what will be a double-header weekend for our NASCAR Heat 2 career mode here at Kentucky Speedway. First, we need to do our Xfinity duties, and of course, after a pretty tumultuous and torturous race in Daytona, hopefully we can recover a little bit of our dignity back here at Kentucky. Let's get qualified, shall we? So I loosened the car up as much as I possibly could, but somehow I feel like this is going to be a pretty poor lap. We'll see. 32nd, not amazing, but not too bad. We out-qualified a lot of the guys who hate me, so that's a good thing. Blake Cook will roll off from the pole position, so let's get to it. Let's try to get a decent result here at Kentucky. So here we are under the lights at Kentucky Speedway, ready to get racing, and indeed, we are racing. So we got Ben Kennedy out in front of us. 10 laps in stage number 1 to complete. And presumably 10 laps in stage number 2 as well, as Stephen Light is trying to wreck me immediately, but he kind of unintentionally gave me a really good bump draft down the back straightaway, so we'll go 3 wide to the outside of Ben Kennedy. Kennedy thankfully doesn't hate me, so he's not trying to put me in the wall. And we'll slip and slide into turn number 3 and 4. Drive around the outside of Kennedy, and then Kennedy will heed that position. So, well, I tried to get to the bottom. Dakota Armstrong was down there, so never mind. Ooh, that was close. A little bit of rubbing there. Car's definitely loose, no doubt about it. And now we can kind of run the second lane here, which is pretty good because we're getting a few more positions, up to 29th almost. These Xfinity races, a lot of times in the early laps, always kind of feel like plate races. Always feels like there's 2 lanes that form, and it's really hard to kind of get around until it spreads out a little bit. So we go 3 wide here with Ross Chastain and Ryan Sieg. Not quite going to get there. It was a bit close with Brown there. Now we'll go through the middle of Sieg and Chastain. Keeping it clean so far. Off into turn 3, just lifting a little bit. Maybe entered a little too high there. Sieg's going to move up the track just a little bit. We'll come down, side draft a little bit. Try to get that run down the main straightaway here. Not quite going to get there. And in fact, Brown is going to have that draft behind Sieg, so that's going to allow him to close in on me just a little bit. But we'll drive it down into turns 1 and 2. Little bit of a slide going on, a little bit more of a slide off the corner, but hey, we'll gain a couple more positions, so up to 27th. Trying to go for 26th on J.J. Yealy as we lift off just a little bit, dive it in there behind Almirola, and now cut to the bottom, in behind Harvick. And working to the bottom of Harvick on the cheater line here. And we ran a really fast lap that time. Almirola's not going to have any of that. Wow, what a save that was. That was some good stuff. I'm kind of surprised that worked out. Didn't make any contact with anybody else. That may be the greatest save I've ever had in this game, possibly in the entire NASCAR Heat franchise to this point. Holy smokes. Wowie, wowie, wowie. I've spent an entire lap amazed at that save, but I managed to pull it off. It didn't hit a single thing. And now we're going to try to, well, keep working our way up through the field. Harvick very slow there on the top, allowing Joey Gase down to the inside. We'll make contact, so we'll back off just a little bit. Try to have discretion be the better part of valor, as we're going to now work to the inside of Harvick, and that was a little bit easier to pull off. We'll go to the inside of Gase as well. Don't think we'll quite get there yet. No, we won't. To figure out a better way to get around Gase. He seems to be very blocky. And now we will work around the outside of Gase. Now we're coming up behind Casey Kane and Joey Logano, who we know Logano hates us, so that will make things a bit difficult. So hopefully when we get to Logano, we'll be able to clear him and put a car between us and him before things get out of hand. Or maybe we can just race him clean and get that rival meter down a little bit on him. So we've got 3 laps to go. And there's a wreck. There was a wreck. in turn 1, but everybody seems to have saved it. I'm pretty sure I saw Ryan Reed sideways there in the middle of 1 and 2, but somehow everybody survived. And no caution. I'm not sure if I'm disappointed by that or happy by that. I guess we could try to go green flag the whole way through. That'd be kind of nice, wouldn't it? As we work in here behind Logano. We've got 2 laps to go in the stage. So ideally, we want to be around Logano. He's going to make it difficult, as a rival usually would. He's going to move down to the bottom. And we're going to just stay down here. We're not going to get anywhere close to him until we get into the corner here. We're going to try to pass him clean. No, he's just going to come down into me. But we did get around him. So in behind guidance counselor Brad. And so the entire Penske operation in front of us. We cleared Logano fairly cleanly. A little bit of contact, but we have 1 lap to go here in the stage. To the inside of Keselowski now, and we will pass him.
You're all clear.
So now let's just try to get as many positions as we can before the end of the stage. The car almost stepped out on me there. I was a little too low trying to get underneath Casey Kane. And now diving off into turn 3. Can we get to the inside? We give Kane a little bit of a shot there. Try to get him in behind Matt Tiff there. Not going to happen. We're going to bring it home 21st in stage number 1. But that was a pretty decent stage. We got up 10 positions, so we get another 10 positions. We'll have stage points by the end of it. Everybody coming into the pits because we will need to as well. So we'll come in. We'll do 2 tires, 2 cans, and we'll see if we can gain some track position. Yeah, we do. We gain a couple of spots there around Coleslaw and Daniel Suarez, and I think Tyler Reddick as well. In fact, I think some cars stayed out, some came into the pits, but regardless, we actually gained a ton of track position. Because if some cars stayed out, that means they would be coming in before the end of the stage. So I'm not really sure what their end game was with that one, but regardless, we were back to green in front of Coleslaw, Custard there, and Daniel Suarez. Down here on the bottom, car's a little bit loose. A lot loose. Again, I made that mistake down there on the bottom, so we're going to have a lot of guys coming around the outside of me. Daniel Hemrick to the outside. And we'll drive it down here into turn 3. Hemrick bullying me a little bit. I bully him because my car got very, very loose. Don't drive it into the pit lane. Drive it back out into the traffic. Whee! Well, so much for a clean race. I can't believe that took that long to throw the yellow for that. But, well, we're in 33rd regardless, so let's come in, get 4 tires. Let's tighten the car up now and repair it. Okay, well, now a lot of people pitted, and we're right back here with a lot of the people who don't like me. That's gone about as bad as it possibly could have gone, to be honest with you. Well, we're racing again here at Kentucky. How many laps to go on the stage? 6. So I need to avoid some of the nonsense here in the next 6 laps. Can I do it? Not sure. Getting behind David Starr here, trying not to make any contact. We want to be as careful as possible around these rivals. Because A, I don't want to aggravate them in this race. And B, I'd like to try to get some of these guys' rival ratings down a little bit. Well, David Starr's not going to make that easy on me. He definitely came up into me there. So we'll work behind Majeski here. Try to pass him on the extreme outside. Not happening. Nowhere to go. Majeski now slows down. Oh, we'll make contact with David Starr. And we got a yellow for that. Not sure why. Okay, well, I guess the game's being merciful, so we'll come into the pits. I guess we'll loosen it back up just a slight bit and go back for racing. So I guess we'll have a little bit more fuel on board than the rest of the field. We'll see if that actually ends up making a difference here as we get back to racing. Okay. So hanging out at the back of the field, again, we're going to work way to the outside. Try to see if we can't get a run on them while they're packed up here by being able to run a decent line in the corner for once in my life. So we run decent through there, get a nice run. So if we can get through 3 and 4 decently, we probably are too close. Lift off early, try to back the corner up. Slice to the inside of Majeski. And we passed him nice and clean. And David Starr, on the other hand, we've already aggravated him, so he's not going to be too pleased, so we might as well just give him a bump draft down the straightaway. And now we're just getting sandwiched between two cars there. Ray Black and David Starr. And now we're on the outside of David Starr, so that's going to make it so that he's going to want to put me up on the wall, isn't it? Isn't it? Oh, now he's going for it. He's trying. I guess we ran out of straightaway for him to try to effectively put me in the wall there. Now we'll give Lupton a shot. I think Lupton's a rival, so that was probably a mistake. Oh, yellow. Well, that'll end the stage. Well, that was anticlimactic. We gained a few positions, not too bad. Eric Jones won the stage. With 4 positions. You know what? We're going to pit. We're gonna pit. Just get a little bit more gas in the car and just see what we can do here. Nobody else pitted. We're back on the outside of Majeski. But with the laps remaining in the race, I mean, if we're going to take a strategy call, might as well take a big risk here. So we've got 26 remaining. It's the halfway mark in the race. We've got 15 laps on a tank of fuel. So we should be able to short fill on this last stop when it comes. It's obviously a long way off. This is longer, almost 2.5 times, right? Every other stage. So short stages here with an end stage that's very long at Kentucky. Kind of weird. Anyway, we are really making some good time here on the bottom underneath Majeski. And just give him as much space as possible. Because again, we need to just... Well, I tried to cool him off, and Ray Black just decided to wreck off of me there. And it brings out the yellow naturally. Hey, we're last. Guess what? We're going to pit again. Because why not? If we're going to be at the back, might as well just keep filling it up. Filling it up with fuel. So clearly, going to the inside there was a bad idea. So what we're going to try to do is do the thing we did on the last restart of the last stage and just kind of run high. Not really care about trying to get a draft off these guys. Try to back the corner up a little bit so that we're full throttle off of it. But also not catch these guys up going into turn 3. So we have a clear entry into turn 3 as well. So we can possibly pass everybody going down the main stretch. At least that's the crossed fingers dealio. So we work to the outside here of Majeski. Maybe get one. Nope. He was really trying to wreck me there. Okay, so we'll fall in behind Majeski again. We'll see which direction he goes. Well, it's the backwards direction for Majeski. Okie dokie. We'll give Dakota Armstrong a shot here down the back straightaway. David Starr, you know he's going to try to wreck me, so we'll just steer into him so we don't have to worry about that. And around Armstrong we go. And now in behind Stephen Light. So we've got quite a few cars here we have rivalries with. We've got 13 laps remaining on field, 20 to go in the race. So we'll probably have to take just 1 can of fuel to finish this race off as we get around both Light and Long there. So a good run for us. 173, 76 miles per hour. Lupton kind of coming down into me. Yaley going around. That'll probably bring out the yellow, and indeed it does. There are some people pitting, but I don't think they are... I don't know about this. Is there enough laps left in the race to do that? I don't think so. We're not going to pit. We're going to take some track position here. We're going to take a big risk here. We're taking a huge risk that we can make it. Because I don't think those guys behind me, unless they have massive reserve tanks, can make it to 16 laps. We have 15 in our tank. Usually we get better fuel mileage than the AI do, so we'll see how this goes. Regardless, hopefully we can get around these guys here. I know Shepard's a rival, so we need to be very careful passing him. Try to be as clean as possible, which I seem to have been. We're going to stay to the outside. Just let him go down there. Because hopefully we'll be able to pass on the outside when we get to turn 1. So we run the absolute larceniest line ever, but it's not happening yet. And we'll just cut in front of Garrett Smithley there. Somehow managed to block him. And did we clear Smithley? No, we haven't. I wish the spotter would have communicated that. Thankfully we didn't run into him. Now we get the still there. Well, I can clearly see him. Oh no! Well, there we go. Boy, this Xfinity series, man. Well, everybody is pitting now, so they clearly couldn't make it. Oh, this is so frustrating. Everybody is pitting. Well, we'll go with 1 can of fuel, 2 tires, and repair it, and just say, screw it. 25th. Even though we had 23 seconds of repairs. Oh well. Oh well. We'll deal with it. Here we go. And we are back to racing here at Kentucky Speedway. So, we've got 11 laps to go. We've got 15 in the tank. We're good. We're good even in the event of a green-white checker. So now it's just about gaining as many positions as we can. Looks like we still got some slow cars up front. I'm not sure what they're doing up there. This whole field has gotten shuffled by the, whoa, the pit stop sequence. As Justin Allgaier just said, I'm going to wreck you. And then I decided to try to wreck Brendan Jones, and somehow everybody survives. As we were blocking 3 lanes of traffic here. Ty Dillon all over the back of me. So we got 10 laps remaining. And we're going to drive it off into turn 3. Or turn 1. Now we've got William Byron that we'll give a little bit of a bump to. Couldn't quite clear any of these guys.
Hold your line.
And you want some insult to injury, folks? I think my controller is dying. Because I just lost vibration in the controller. Oh boy, things just got a lot more difficult. Well, we've got 9 laps remaining. Will it last? I have no idea. Well, my hands won't go numb. I guess that's a good thing. These stupid Xbox One controllers vibrate in the triggers for whatever reason. It's probably why their batteries don't last for very long. But anyway, we're trying to drive around the outside. William Byron, we're just going to cut in front of him. Somehow, Ray Black Jr. is able to have some sort of speed on the bottom. We're just going to maintain in behind Dylan Lupton here. We actually got around Ray Black there momentarily. May actually drive better with the vibration off on the controller. That's kind of funny. All right, anyway, we are behind Lupton here. Can we just stay ahead of William Byron? I think we can. Drive it off into the corner. In behind Kane now. Wow, we are definitely, with a dying controller, somehow I'm a better driver. I will never understand this, ever. But regardless, we've got 7 laps to go and a potential top 10 here in the making. So let's see if we can get it done. As we get in behind Casey Kane. Driving to the bottom. Well, maybe not. Oh boy, we got him loose. We got him very, very loose. But somehow he managed to keep it all together. And we'll drive it off into turn 3. Give Kane a little bit more of a shot. Sure, why not? Let's make Casey Kane hate us. Screw it. We got Yaley and Morgan Shepherd up here. We should be able to pass them. As we dive to the inside of Elliott Sadler, that was a very ambitious move by me, but we'll pull it off. We were 4 wide there for just a second. J.J. Yaley slow on the bottom. In behind Elliott Sadler. Which lane's going to move? They're going to try to go to the outside. I don't know if it's really going to work all that well. They're trying to make it work. They are trying. I don't know if, well, I don't know where I need to go here. Yeah, they worked around the outside, so seems like that could work for me. Let's see if we can drive it down into the corner the way we need to. We do. Let's not make Morgan Shepherd angry.
Hold your line.
I don't think he's angry. That's a good thing. Just keep from making him angry, David. You can do it. We've got a top 10 potentially if we can just keep Morgan Shepherd happy, which we do. Okay, so now chasing Elliott Sadler and Daniel Hemrick. Can we get one of these two drivers, or both, in 4 laps? Will the controller last? Will the caution come out for some ridiculous reason? I don't know. Regardless, we are getting in behind Hemrick here. I think Hemrick hates me though, so we got to be careful. 180 miles an hour on the way into turn 3. A little bit of contact with Hemrick, just hoping the car doesn't give up on the bottom. More contact, but it's okay. Sieg is slow on the outside. Hemrick's not going to take any crap. He's going to dive into me, or try to dive into me there. Well, we had Hemrick for a second, but only a brief fleeting second. Now we're going to drive down to the inside.
Steady.
Past Ryan Sieg. Give Hemrick a shot. So we'll move up into the top 10. This is a decent run. Again, will the controller last? Can everything hold together for the next 2 laps? Oh, can we catch Hemrick? Come on. We're going to have to be crafty about this because we're way down on power and there's a huge pack of cars coming behind. I can see them in the mirror. 2 laps to go. We know we're faster in 1 and 2. But boy, oh boy, is Harrison Rhodes coming. He is coming with a full head of steam. We need that draft off of Hemrick. I got to kind of use the force here to figure out where we're going because I can't feel any force feedback in the controller right now. And I probably understeered too much there. I'm just going to let him go. Screw it. Just hope that maybe Harrison Rhodes can drag us back up into the fight, and there's a yellow. Well, we're going to have to have our controller last here for a couple more laps. Don't need to pit. We're going to advance to the green. We're in P10 on the outside. NASCAR overtime. Brendan Brown up here. Dylan Lupton up here. We got some cars that may theoretically slow this field down as we get back to green.
2 to go.
2 laps. Again, remaining.
Hold your line.
Technically, the
Carlo.
race really should have ended on that caution, shouldn't it have? But never mind. So Brandon Jones goes to 11th. He'll put us back to 12th. Oh, the car is not wanting to go down to the bottom. I drove it poorly there.
Stay right
Kane
there.
will move down, get around me, so we'll fall to 13th. We need a miracle here on this last
1 to
lap.
go. Give it all you got.
I'll try to give it all I got. Down to the inside.
Still there.
Oh, we sneak underneath Kane, so that's good. Can we get in behind Hemrick here and make something happen? The top 10's potentially in the works here. So we go to the outside, diving to the inside. Wow, 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 another great save. Well, we'll get 11th. It's the race of great saves. We'll come across the line on the cheater line.
Solid day.
Hey, I'll take an
Solid.
11th. That's fine. So 11th, not amazing, not bad. We just did okay. So with an okay performance but amazing saves, let's see what Cup Team offers us a little bit of lovin' as we check out our moolah that we made from the race. And it was a pretty rich race, 47 grand, not too bad, well over 4 million, and we're still 15th in points, but the chase standings are what matter, and we're solidly in those at the moment. So we did get a top 15, so that means our we might actually get an incentive contract. Oh boy. We have a Joe Gibbs racing seat offer. Now, the question, of course, will be, in the next video, will that be the same offer? I guess you'll have to find out. But in the meantime, let's take a look at some housekeeping things. Firstly, we need to take a look. Firstly, I don't think that's a word. Anyway, let's take a look at the standings. So we're 15th in the standings, but when we take a look at the chase standings, we are sat in 5th position. And there's only one driver at the moment in the chase that does not have a win, and that is William Byron. So it's a very diverse series in terms of the amount of people and drivers with wins. We have 2 wins and 14 playoff points. I'm not sure how we're sitting in 5th position in the standings. We're technically 2nd, but oh well. And let's take a quick look here at the rivals. So Ray Black Jr. hates us, Daniel Hemrick hates us, Stephen Light hates us, Logano, Lupton, Majeski, Poole, Reddick, Shepard, Starr, Yaley, and Allgaier is almost there. Oh dearie me. This is, Yeah. So that's, how many rivals is that now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11. So that's over a quarter of the field. Fantastic. Well, at least in the Cup Series, which is the next video, there are no rivals, at least yet. So, look forward to hopefully a clean race when we go racing for a 5-star team at Kentucky.